the stakes are pretty high. Because if we try to answer the big questions about like life and where it came from, I mean, just the physical universe and where it came from and what's right and what's wrong, like what's moral versus immoral, and we get those questions wrong, the stakes are pretty high. There are numerous religious worldviews out there. Like, how do you know which one of them, by the way, if any of them, is the right one? I mean, we got multiple views across multiple cultures, across millennia, and they don't always agree with each other. Sometimes it's kind of ecumenical and it sounds sweet of us to try to amalgamate all of them and say like they're all saying the same thing, but they're not. In fact, some of them are saying polar opposite things from one another, and these are smart people, and these are faith systems that have been adhered to by millions of people across cultures and across oceans and across millennia, and they say opposite things, and like they both can't be right. And we know this based on, say, like arithmetic. I bet you never felt so good to think about arithmetic, right? We know for sure that 2 + 2 = 4. We know that much. But the stakes are high. And it's not just a simple arithmetic problem we're trying to solve here. It's the big questions of life and where we came from. And then that has implications, doesn't it, on, well, where we're going? Like what happens when we die? And how do you know what happens when you die? Is there something you can do to prepare for that? And how can you really know that? I mean, if we can't even really accurately predict the weather day to day, how can we, by our own epistemological instruments, accurately predict what's going to happen when we die? Where we go when we die? If we go anywhere when we die, do the lights just shut out? I mean, was Stephen Hawking right? It's like unplugging a computer and the lights go out, everything just shuts down. You know, is Neil deGrasse Tyson right? Like your digestive system just kind of like shuts down. I feel like that's a bit minimalist, right? I feel like you're kind of minimizing life. I think it's a little bit more than digestion, but how do you know? Because this is more important than any other question you've asked today. How do you know things? And what happens when you die? The stakes are really, really high here, and it doesn't look like we as just people are able to devise our own instruments by which to answer that question. What we need is someone who's beyond us, who actually does know, really, really knows, like everything, to give us some wisdom.